Hi, my name is Patty, and in this video I'm going to explain you the importance of critical thinking, and I'm going to give you 10 strategies so that you can improve this important skill. So let's start with the video.
What is critical thinking? It's the ability to think clearly and rationally, understanding the logical connection between ideas. The ability of engage in reflective and independent thinking. The importance of this is that when someone with critical thinking skills can understand the links between ideas, determine the importance and relevance of arguments and ideas, identify inconsistencies and errors in reasoning, and reflect on the justification of their own assumptions, beliefs, and values.
So we have an idea of the importance of the critical thinking. Now it's time to tell you about the 10 different strategies to improve your critical thinking.
Analyze failures and mistakes. This is a very important point because recall any mistakes or failure and analyze what went wrong. You have to use your judgment to decide how to avoid a similar error the next time. Consider risk and reward. When you're making a decision, measure the risk against the reward to determine if you're making the right choice. You can choose various methods to achieve your target. While you're thinking, decide what risks versus reward ratio are you comfortable with. How far do you want to go to achieve your goal? Think about it. Think of new ideas. Thinking of new ideas is one of the most interesting ways to stimulate your brain. Besides, it is also another way to sharpen your problem-solving skills along with your critical thinking. Ask yourself what are the different ways to reach your target without worrying about implementation. Map your skills with the methods to find suitable tactics to accomplish your goals. Express yourself in multiple mediums. Different people have different styles of thinking and different styles of learning. You may have a strong preference toward visual, auditory, or kinesthetic learning, which is fine. But if you want to think in new directions, it's important to you to try thinking or at least expressing yourself in different mediums. Becomes more self-aware. Means considering your thought process, values, morals, ethics, and other beliefs. What do you believe in? How do your thoughts reflect these values? Think objectively about your likes and dislikes. Knowing what your personal preferences, strengths, and weaknesses and biases are can help you better understand why you approach specific situations from a certain perspective. Evaluate existing evidence. When you are trying to solve a problem, it's always helpful to look at other work that has been done in the same area. It's important, however, to evaluate this information critically, or else you can easily reach the wrong conclusion. But you have to remember, be always relaxed when you are making that kind of questions. Try to not to be aggressively and always choose the right tone of voice, so then your partner will not be under pressure or uncomfortable. Learn something new every day. Have you ever heard the phrase of knowledge is power? Well, if you have higher learning ambitions and want to take your broader knowledge or ability to a whole new level, what have you always been curious about? Is there a question about something in particular you always want to get answered? Go after it. Don't stop until you find the answer you seek, no matter how simple or trivial the question might seem to others. Solve just one problem. So many problems are so little time. This is the curse of the workaday citizen. The secret is to take them one by one day at a time, and learn how to avoid them in the future. In the end, that's all we can hope for. Choose one problem every day, or so that you want to work on solving and give finding a resolution for it your undivided focus. Be aware of your mental processes. Human thought is amazing, but the speed and automation with which it happens can be a disadvantage when we are trying to think critically. A critical thinker is aware of their cognitive biases and personal prejudices and how they influence seemingly objective decisions and solutions. All of us have biases in our thinking. Becoming aware of them is what makes critical thinking possible. And finally, the last one. Remember to think for yourself. This is the most important, because don't get so bogged down in research and reading that you forget to think for yourself. Sometimes this can be your most powerful tool. Don't be overconfident, but recognize that thinking for yourself is essential to answering thought questions. I find this to be true when reading essays. It's too easy to get lost in other people's works that I forgot to have my own thoughts. Don't make these mistakes. Don't be afraid of your thoughts and ideas. Remember that everyone are different and everyone has different point of view. It's okay to read the opinion of different people, but it's important to have your own opinion, obviously with a good structure.
And this has been the 10 different strategies to be able to improve your critical thinking. So you must put into practice some of the examples that were mentioned in the video. Well, this has been everything for today, and have a good night, day, or afternoon, whatever. Bye.